Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So this video is going to be very important because many people have mentioned comments in the last 15 days how to deal with 90 days of notice period, right? So this is a common question coming up, which also gives a signal that now people have started looking up the options because now they have started getting the calls from the companies, right? So how to deal with 90 days of notice period? So we will be looking into this particular topic in detail in this video. But before that, if you are watching this video for the very first time, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. The aim to get the likes on this video is 2000. Right now, let us look into the topic. Okay, now how to deal with 90 days of notice period with HR or with your current companies, right? Now the scenario in the market is every service-based company, let it be TCS, Infosys, even some big shots like Amazon, Flipkart, they all have got 90 days of notice period, right? And whenever the job openings they are giving, so any companies, if they are giving the job openings, they need immediate joiners. They need someone to join in 15 days. They need someone to join in 30, in 1 week, 2 weeks, right? So this is how its trend has happened. And earlier, what used to happen is the notice period used to be around 45 days, 60 days. In fact, outside India, it is less than that, right? So see, in notice period, why is notice period required? So in notice period, what actually happens is there is a transition going on from the employee who is about to leave to the employee who will be taking his role, right? So there will be a knowledge transfer sessions, there will be this transition going on. In order to have this smooth transition, what the companies will do, they will have the notice period. And it is not something that is decided at the time you resign. It is something that is decided during the time when you join any company. So when you join any company, we quickly sign the documents and we distribute the suites. We upload the status on LinkedIn, Facebook, and whatnot all. But there are some pointers like of notice period which should not be taken casually, and it should be read, and it's a very important information. What would be your notice period when you get any other job? So at the time of joining, many people, they are fully excited, right? They feel now we have got the job, why are we thinking of resigning, or why are we thinking about notice period? But these are certain things which will actually impact, create an impact in your career in the future. So if you have got multiple job offers, if you have got multiple offer letters in your pocket, then this is one of the criteria that you should definitely consider at the time of selecting one of the company. Okay, so this notice period is more of where you will be sharing what you do with your colleagues or with your seniors or juniors, right? Now, for freshers and experience, what happens is for freshers, the things are pretty clear. They are joining the company, they don't need any kind of a notice period, right? For experience, so once you get experience, then this notice period increases. If you are joining some company and if you are leaving prior to completing their probation period, then automatically the notice period will be 1 month. But if you are completing probation period and then you are going to leave the company or resign from the company, then the notice period will be 2 months or 3 months, right? Generally what happens is if so we'll also tell you how to deal with this situation, right? So in product based and service based companies, these clauses are there, right? Service based companies, and every service based company now these things have come up, right? So what you should do, many people are now working in a notice in a company in which there is a 90 days of notice period. Now if they are applying to the jobs in Naukri or LinkedIn, there is strictly written they need someone who can join in 15 days, they need someone who can join in 20 days. So how will you deal with this situation? So what you should do is you should go and give the interview, right? Okay, now some people will tell, sir, but we are not receiving calls only. 90 days notice period, no one is selecting my profile. Okay, so what you can do is you can put the clause as 60 to 90 days or 45 to 70 days, kind of a negotiable notice period, something like that. And then let the recruiter call you. let there be a conversation initiated with them. And then you can also have a word with your current managers, current team, that see, I have already completed my KT, I can move out. Sometimes there are some projects which are, very potential projects with potential leads, and those are having very high ROI. So companies, what they will do, they will give you a buyout option. So imagine you are working in company A, and imagine there is a company B, right? So what will happen is, in A, you have got 90 days of notice period. Now B wants you to join ASAP. And yeah, there is a prerequisite. There are some terms and conditions applied. If your interview went very well, if they liked your profile very well, if they are impressed with your technical knowledge, right, then they will also consider a buyout option for you. What they will do is, they will give your 1 or 2 months of salary to the company A. The company B will give some salary or some amount to company A, which is called as a buyout option. They are buying in advance, right? And what would happen is, the company A will relieve you. Or what people also do, or company B might tell the employee that you pay now some amount to them as a buyout option, whatever is there, and then we will give you once you join the company, right? There are people, what happens is, so earlier it might would have happened, that's why sometimes company B pays and then the employee does not join. So this never happens. It's a joke only, right? So you will be paying to the company A, and that amount will be coming to the company B. So that's how it happens in the buyout option. Now let's take the scenario where you have got the notice period of 90 days and you are trying to convince your manager. You have also got an interview, right? So interviews are scheduled. You prepare for the interviews, you give your best, and you get selected there. Now there is a firefighting situation. So let's say today is August. So your joining is on 15th of October, right? For example, right? But you cannot be relieved before 15th of November, right? Now what would happen? The HR of the new company would create an offer letter for you with the joining date as 15th of October based on your communication, right? And they will also put pressure on you to get some relieving letter from your current company based on the 15th October date. But you are trying to convince them, they are not getting convinced. So you can request to the company. So this is where the negotiation skills are. And see, companies, they have got a lot of projects, right? If they would have hired you for some project A, and in this, a lot of things are happening. The resume selection is happening. The manager's time slot has been booked for maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour based on interview schedules. Not only managers, even leads or senior software engineers, they are also sitting for the interviews to hire candidates, right? So their time is also consumed. Recruitment team time is also consumed. So there is a lot of process which is happening at the back end. So if your interview has got really well, so they will negotiate with you. But first, your interview should be a good one. If it's an average interview, or you are a replaceable person by a candidate who is available in the market, who is having more or equal experience to you, but he is having a slight good knowledge in an interview, then these things will not happen. But if your interview has gone really well, then there is a chance that you can convince them to stay for 90 days, right? So this is how it happens in the industries, right? For freshers also, they will tell that the bonds are there, and you will have to pay back. So actually for fresher, there is a bond amount. Some companies might sign, some companies might not sign, right? So these things are happening, and this is how you can deal with your 90 days of notice period. Now let's say, if 60 days have got completed and you have one offer letter as of now, right? Now this is one more scenario. So now 30 days are left. So what you should do is, you should try giving more and more interviews. You never know when the company might extend your date, because this all things are going on right now in the market, right? So you can go for 1 or 2 more companies. You can get some offers from them, right? I'm not telling you to get offers from 7 to 8 companies, but there is nothing wrong in keeping a backup option with you. Always keep a backup option, because in the jobs, see, in businesses, what would happen? Sometimes you get profit, sometimes you get loss. There's next day coming up. But in job, if you won't have any money getting credited at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, then what would you would do? Don't you think it's a genuine thing to have a backup offer letter with you? So at the time when your notice period is about to end, you should definitely start giving more and more interviews. You should try getting more and more package, because once you get hired into some company, then there will be after some time period only you would be going for a switch, right? So these things value a lot. So these are the high level things that we had to cover, how to deal with 90 days of notice period, right? And there are various tips and tricks, and there are various scenarios also to this. We discussed one scenario about the candidate who is having 90 days period but notice period, but they are able to convince and negotiate, how to negotiate. Then people, why do they need notice period, right? Why do companies come out with notice period, right? Then okay, one more scenario is that there are some people, what they would do is, looking at the 90 days of notice period, they'll immediately put papers in their current company, right? They'll be overconfident that they will get a job in this 90 days, which is actually a risky thing. If you're confident, it's good, but it's actually a risky thing. If you don't get the job, then you will have to take your papers back, and what would be your impression in the current company, right? So don't take those chances, especially now in these days when the market situation is not too good, right? So um, this was about the scenario, how to deal with 90 days of notice period, right? And if you have liked this video, then please hit on the like button and also share on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Make this channel famous, right? It's up to you. And we are also conducting mock interviews on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. It's absolutely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to join with a good internet connection. So 6 months, 9 months, whichever geo internet, whatever plans you have, you can join with those internet good packages, and we'll be conducting free of cost mock interviews, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more updates.